Welcome to our special holiday edition of Frequency Matters, the RF and microwave update. I'm Pat Hindle. I'm here with my co-host Gary Lerude. In this episode, we have a upcoming demo for you and a special interview, but before we do that, I want to get to the December 5G and IoT issue. The cover story is written by authors from Nokia Bell Labs, and they discuss how Industry 4.0 will be triggered by the industrial Internet of Things using the features of 5G and LTE.
Right.
So they review kind of release 15, the 5G new radio current release, how features are enabling these type of things for the industrial Internet of Things. And then they take a look at release 16 and 17 that are coming up to enhance and improve those things. So it's a good story to check out. What do we have for technical features?
So we have several from Mitron. There's a real interesting high-resolution amplitude and phase control system that can be used for testing 5G systems, whether it's sub-6 gigahertz or millimeter wave. Very high precision analog-based phase and amplitude control, which is interesting. Then we have an article from Remcom on the IoT side talking about a scenario where you may have a rural area that is a little bit outside the terrestrial coverage of your standard cellular operators, and how do you ensure there's good IoT coverage? Well, they simulate using a low Earth orbit satellite constellation to fill in the gaps and do a pretty sophisticated simulation. That's very interesting. Then our Fabs and Labs this month is Spectrum Instrumentation. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary. And also we've introduced a new feature we call Online Spotlight. This is a way to get some more editorial pages, but we do it online, tied to the theme of the issue. In this issue, it's from Rode and Schwartz on dynamic spectrum sharing, which is a big area. They do a really deep dive on this standard. And I think we'll be hearing a lot more about it, particularly in the US, where we have a dearth of mid-band spectrum. I think operators like Verizon are going to use this where they can share 4G and 5G in the same band. So a lot of good articles to peruse.
Yeah, that one's already gotten attention on LinkedIn, so very popular already. So we have a special guest in the studio today. Eric Olson, Product Line Marketing Manager from Mini Circuits, joined us to discuss the millimeter wave markets. So let's take a look at a clip from that video now.
So millimeter wave is not trivial because of some of the technical challenges that are involved in developing products and testing and so forth.
Sure.
What are some of the challenges you've faced to extend your product line into the millimeter wave frequencies, and how have you addressed those?
Well, certainly millimeter wave is a tough space to operate in. People say space is tough to operate in, but millimeter waves is certainly a challenge. You know, it's hard to think of millimeter wave products as being easy to use, but that's really been our focus. We want to make sure that when customers come to us that they're getting the high performance products that they want, but they want to make sure we make them easy to use, and easy to use both in terms of solving their shorter design cycles and helping them get to market faster, as well as lowering their production costs. But ultimately meeting the performance of the part is just the ante to the table, and being able to do that delivering that solution in a way that meets those schedules and meets those production goals is what really wins the hand for us, and that's where we've been very successful. And to that end, we've been developing a lot of solutions that meet or exceed our customers' expectation, while at the same time easing their manufacturing goals. And the way we've gotten there is through investing in new packaging technology, because in terms of making millimeter wave easy to use, packaging and going to surface mount is certainly an important benefit.
It was great to talk to Eric about the millimeter wave markets, and talking about those markets and Mini Circuits. They have a collaboration with Vyar Imaging out of Israel, and they make a millimeter wave 4D imaging sensor, which if you've seen Wallabot, it's the one that detects the wires and plumbing inside of walls. You've seen their sensor.
Yeah.
So Gary and I had a really good idea. We thought we would make a Santa detector. So we reprogrammed the algorithms to do a specific profile of what Santa would look like. So let's take a look at that demo now. And you can see our Santa detector allows kids to see through floors and walls and see when he enters their house. It'll be available in stores soon. Just kidding.
I'm afraid we're probably going to get a cease and desist order from the North Pole.
So turning to the news, I think we're going to close out the year with some acquisitions. We saw that Cadence announced that they will be acquiring AWR from National Instruments for $160 million. That's about double what they paid for it.
Yeah, that's big news.
So big news. I think it really fills out Cadence's platforms. They now cover thoroughly the high frequency and high speed digital markets. So I think it'll be a good move for them.
Yeah, and another, I think, very nice acquisition, Wireless Telecom Group is acquiring Holsworth. Of course, Holsworth is well known for their very low phase noise analyzers and low phase noise sources, and that'll complement Wireless Telecom Group's Booten and Noisecom product areas. So that'll be about a $10 million acquisition and should be closed sometime in the new year.
Well, I think that about wraps up this holiday episode again.
I think so. Well, we want to thank you for watching all these episodes, and as we look to 2020, we want to remind everyone that we do have sponsorship opportunities for next year, both for Frequency Matters, the video, as well as our new Microwave Journal podcast. So if you have an interest, let us know. We want to thank our sponsor for this episode, Mini Circuits. Mini Circuits is a leading RF microwave component and test systems designer, and they have, as you've heard, a one-stop shop for most everything you could want in the RF microwave area. So we appreciate their sponsorship. We hope that you have some time over the holidays to relax, and we'll see you next year.
Happy holidays.